Welcome back to the swing trading breakdown for week 23. In this video, we'll analyze the best catalyst-based swing opportunities, break down their catalysts, and see if they were tradable, and if so, how you could have traded them. If you're new here, I provide daily catalyst-based day trading analysis and weekly catalyst-based swing trading analysis. So if you want to develop an edge around news and catalysts that spark explosive stock moves, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. The first stock we're going to look at today is APLD, which is categorized as information technology services, but really it is a data center for AI, which is the first thing that may indicate that this might be actually a great news and a great catalyst. So this stock had a news on the 2nd of June, Monday 2nd of June, and the news was that Applied Digital, which is APLD, announces 250 megawatt AI data center lease with CoreWave in North Dakota. So if we look at the details of the news, so APLD, a designer and builder and operator of next generation digital infrastructure for HPC applications, really a data center for AI, has entered into two approximately 15-year lease agreements with CoreWave, an AI hyperscaler. Under the lease agreement, Applied Digital will deliver 250 megawatt of critical IT load to host CoreWave artificial intelligence and high performance computing infrastructure at its Ellendale, North Dakota center. Over the approximately 15-year term, Applied Digital anticipates generating approximately $7 billion in total revenue from the lease. Very, very key information. So pursuant to the lease agreement, CoreWave also retains the option to access an additional 150 megawatt of critical IT load, positioning the campus as a scalable hub for expanding AI and HPC workloads. Now, again, this is a statement. We believe these leases solidify Applied blah blah blah, emerging provider, absolutely, infrastructure critical to the next generation of artificial intelligence and high performance computing. So that's their CEO, and he's perfectly right saying that. And then he said, the article continues saying Applied Digital campus is believed to be one of the most ambitious data center developments currently underway in North America, intended to be purpose-built for next-generation workloads. The facility combines large-scale power capacity with rapid deployment capabilities, both critical for AI and HPC clients. Then the campus was planned to be engineered. So now they're talking a bit about the campus. So the potential of that campus that goes beyond this particular lease agreement with CoreWave. But this lease agreement, the fact that it has numbers, there is an actual revenue associated with this. That's actually what made this this catalyst incredibly bullish and took off the stock to new highs. So anyways, then there is another statement. Let's just see if there is something else. Applied Digital and Campus is designed to host 400 megawatt of critical IT load. That's the current capacity, but it actually could grow even bigger. Of course, has 1+ gigawatts of power capacity currently under various stages of load supply. Okay, and then just about the company. So first off, this is an infrastructure company, and it's particularly a data center company, one of the most ambitious, it seems. But you know, like anyone could say this, but really the fact that they signed a lease, in fact, two lease agreements of 15 years with a major player in AI and high performance computing, which is CoreWave, and the revenue associated with these two leases is 7 billion, actually confirms the position of APLD. And one of the other reasons, actually, I think one of the main reasons the stock reacted very positively to the news is the fact that these two leases, this particular deal, translates directly into financial revenue over a certain period of time. So over 15 years, 7 billion, that's actually approximately half a billion a year, so 500 million, and that compares to the current revenue of APLD. If we go back to financials of this company, you will see that in terms of their current revenue, so this is their earnings, in terms of, my internet is not doing well this morning, but that's okay. So 2024, you can see the revenue here is 165 millions. So if you compare this revenue now to the potential revenue, which is not just it is potential, but it's nearly guaranteed, because they've entered into the agreement, and that's the absolute minimum that they're going to provide. And the revenue that this agreement will generate is 7 billion over 15 years. So that's 500,000 a year compared to the 165 million that they are kind of that's their current revenue level. That's a nearly 300% increase in terms of revenues, which is impressive. And the revenue itself is also impressive. I mean, half a billion a year, that's very, very good, especially for a company that's still growing, a very young company. I'm not sure when they were founded, but not too long ago. So actually, I just checked, and they were founded in 2001, which is quite some time actually. But I am sure they were doing something else before they jumped on the data center for AI. So now let's check the chart to see how this was a great swing opportunity. Okay, so we're looking at the daily chart and the 2-minute chart here of APLD. Really, I'm showing you the 2-minute chart to show when the move started pre-market on that day, as soon as the news was out. But when we're looking at swing trading opportunities, we're looking at, you know, the daily chart, which is here. But now let's just go back to, so when the news was out at 8 in the morning, as you can see, the stock jumped from $6.75 to nearly $8. And what happened was that it had a little sort of pullback, pretty shallow. It didn't actually give up the gains. It stays around here 740, and then it started trading a little bit higher, continuing you know, its ascent above VWAP here, kind of trading around but above VWAP until the end of the pre-market session. So first of all, this could have been a nice pre-market day trade, but of course, based on the catalyst, you would see that, you know, the catalyst is so amazing that this is potentially a multi-day swing opportunity, in which case you're not going to be playing just a day trade. Even if you wanted to play a day trade, even just on that day, you would still see, based on the behavior, that the stock is probably trending higher and is going to trend higher for a few days. And so this is actually what happened. So anyways, some people could have traded this pre-market. So entering the position pre-market. It can be a bit dangerous with certain stocks, but again, depending on the catalyst, depending on the stock you're trading, if it's a real business, if it's a business that generates money already and has an amazing news backed by financial numbers, then, you know, this adds to the confidence of actually entering the trade pre-market and maybe capitalizing on even more gains. But if you don't want to be doing that, you can just wait for the market open to see how the stock behaves. In this case, actually, the stock actually behaved pretty nicely, even if it gave up some of the gains. So it opened at around 820, and it went up until nearly $10. Then it gave up the gains, but that doesn't mean it's a bad sign. You'll have to kind of watch the whole behavior. You could have entered in the first few minutes, or you could be waiting for the first 10 minutes to see how it behaves. You can see that the green volume, so the buying volume, was actually bigger than the sell-in volume. There was a little bit of sell-in here, but you know, on lower volume, and so that's also another very good sign. And then the stock just continued trading above VWAP for the entire session, which was pretty nice, and it is expected with such great news. And so anyway, so this if we check the daily chart here, so this move was an 86% move, which is pretty nice. And the daily volume there was, so on the first day the stock traded 239 million, which is, you know, is just crazy impressive. And it continued to trade in high volume over the next few days. And so this was an incredible opportunity. This is like, I mean, capturing 80%, if you could, this is the full amplitude of the move. You could have captured 70%, 60%, whatever, but capturing part of that move, if not the whole move, maybe taking off half of the gains halfway and then leaving the other half, 50% of your position to run until you see first signs of, you know, exhaustion, is an amazing trade. And so yeah, this was the best catalyst based swing trading opportunity in my view of week 23. The other stock that I wanted to show you for this week, which was also a great swing opportunity and had a recent catalyst, but not an immediate catalyst, was TSSI. And it's actually another data center stock, which confirms the theme that, you know, one of the themes that it's currently super hot in the market, which is data centers. And so anyway, TSSI, I made an analysis for a day trade opportunity on TSSI a few days ago, when the news was out, and the news was that this stock had a 500% growth on its EPS when they reported their financial results. And so that was on the 16th of May. So the stock gapped up here from kind of around $9 to kind of $12, $13, all the way to nearly $16. And so in theory, the news was so great that the fact that, you know, EPS growth was 500%, that this should have been a multi-day swing from this particular point, but maybe because the gap was so high and so important, that it did actually gave up some of the gains. You can see the stock went all the way down to, you know, around $11. And then it went a little bit sideways without really taking, so it was trying to kind of take off again here on the 22nd and here on the 23rd, not really, so still giving up some of the gain. But then there was a breakout here on the 30th, so not really on the week 23, but because the swing continued actually on the week 23, that's why I'm putting it here. So on the 30th of May, you can see that on decent volume, so, you know, 5 million, the stock had a breakout from 12.27 all the way to 14.37. So that was a 18% breakout, and then it just continued. And so the entire move was nearly 66%. And that, in my view, was basically just a delayed reaction of that initial catalyst. And maybe because the gap was quite important on the day of the catalyst, that the stock gave up some of the gains and took a little bit of a break, and then it broke out again. But because it had a catalyst, so that's why I'm putting it under catalyst based swing trading, because it actually had a reason to go up. It went all the way from 12.3 to currently sitting at nearly $20. So this was also a great opportunity, catalyst based swing opportunity of week 23. That's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. As always, please like, subscribe and share, and thanks for watching.